Hey, the rules are made to be broken wherever you are, however you find yourself here. I gotta tell you honestly, I don't know what's about to happen. I am a Russell Brand fan. I don't really follow much of his stuff currently because there's just too much. There's too much media to really consume everything that somebody does. But I was watching some Russell Brand last night, and I'm gonna go on a deep dive, deep something. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm going to react to something that I would just watch in my personal life, but you might not care about it. And I don't know what he's going to talk about. I did see, because I assume there's like a sentence about France. Anyways, it's 24 minutes long. Knowing me, we're not getting through that, but fuck it. You're probably like me. You're probably going to watch 3 to 4 minutes of this video, find something else better to do, and then go do that. So I'm not going to be focused on the 24 minutes. I'm just going to, watch it and maybe say something. I don't know. How the fuck would I know what's going to happen? I haven't watched it. And I've never made a Russell Brand reaction. So how the fuck would I know? Anything I'm going to tell you is a lie, other than things based on my own habits, which is to talk too much, which I'm doing now. And so let's turn this on and... Over-under. What's the over-under? If you're not a betting person, you should probably learn about that. Over-under is like the 50-50 split of something. 50-50 probability. So what's the over under? Did I make it 6 minutes? 8? But not rigged my own test. Now that I've already said that, maybe I'll be inclined to go further. Do you fight with yourself like this? Probably not. Maybe some of you. I don't know.
Revolution Part 2. Why is France burning down right now? Is it because French workers are being asked to work an additional 2 years? Or is it because of a neoliberal conspiracy to drive people into the ground, surveil them into the shadows, and to punish them simply for being alive?
It's got my attention.
You 6.3 million Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining me on this voyage to truth and freedom, where along the way we will learn together, taking on a diverse range of opinions and views on a variety of topics and subjects, like today's story. France is burning down ostensibly because undemocratically a bill has been passed to add 2...
Yeah, I heard this on the radio. Macron used some type of presidential power to change the retirement age. I caught that on NPR because I'm a liberal. What's the word? Liberal. Anyways, put any negative adjective you have. I'm probably that. I mean, probably not, but kind of categorically that.
2 years onto the working life of the average French...
Back up.
A bill has been passed to add 2 years onto the working life of the average French person. And there's no such thing as an average French person. Have you ever met one? They're all extraordinary. Why has this had such an incredible impact? Why is this thing, albeit wrong, had a disproportionately large effect? How does it relate to the Gilets jaunes protest?
Gilets jaunes?
Yellow vest protest of a year or so effect. How does it relate to the Gilets jaunes protest, yellow vest protest of a year or so ago? And does this mean that across the world we're starting to see a rise of populism that will accept nothing less than systemic political change, new decentralized systems, meaningful democratic representation, and an end to unfair taxation? Revolution is in the air, everybody.
King Charles has postponed his upcoming state visit to France.
Oh no! What do they care?
King Charles has postponed his upcoming state visit to France.
Oh no! What do they care? They don't care if an English king comes. Normally when they have an aristocrat in Paris, you know what they do to them, don't you? 99th into the basket.
As chaos continues over the nation's planned pension reform.
Time after time, police sending off baton charges to try and force back the protesters.
We're very quick to criticise the mainstream media on this channel because usually they deserve it. Let us know in the chat and the comments if you agree with us. But that guy, well done. Time after time. Oh, sorry about that.
Time after time.
Carl, might as well join in. Fuck off, you bloody French pigs, cerdos. I don't know what's French for pig. That's Spanish, certainly.
Shion. That's pig, isn't it? Maybe that's cat. I don't know.
People angry after President Emmanuel Macron forced through a pension reform bill without a vote.
Forced through a pension reform bill without a vote. It's meant to be democracy.
I'm going with Shion because I'm thinking shat. I'm thinking shat is cat. So Shion is pig? Maybe? This is not relevant.
Bill without a vote.
Forced through a pension reform bill without a vote. It's meant to be democracy, isn't it? Should we get a vote on this thing where we make people work another 2 years? No. What's the point? What if they were to say no? Then I wouldn't be able to do what I want. Good point. Just put it through.
Thursday afternoon, France's Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne, an ally of Macron, triggering a constitutional tool that allowed the bill through with no floor vote. The uproar, immediate. Opposition members shutting down Parliament, belting the French national anthem.
French politics is more sexy, isn't it? It's a bit madder in there. That one says, oh, they put it to the honourable gentleman. Oh, that means something in our one. Over there, someone might take their top off or do a shit.
Frustration fueling strikes. Airline to railway service disrupted. Garbage piling up.
Of course, it's not just on the street protests, but organised worker strikes. And I would suggest to you that if you're ever going to get some meaningful change from outside parliamentary or congressional democracy, it's going to require coordinated action. That is why all political parties are ultimately opposed to union movements, because those movements mean that you have a way.
Strength in numbers, regardless whether you agree with it or disagree with it. Strength in numbers gets shit done. Get shit done. Shit done. I strike my comment.
To union movements, because those movements mean that you have a way of organising against power, whether that's based on your geographical community or your job or some other issue. When a public coalesces around something and acts as one, we literally have the power that democracy is supposed to afford us.
Which is why, I probably sound like some anarchist. I'm not anarchist. I believe in government and structure and all that, but you probably don't give a fuck about that. But yeah. When you move in massive numbers, you have the ability to actually affect change. The issue is because we're all so fractured in what we believe in and what we're for. You know, some people like the NFL, some people don't. Some people like a certain team, some people don't. Some people like guns, some people don't. Some people like hunting or blah, blah, blah. Some people are vegan or they're vegetarian or they're all about meat or they're all about blah, blah, blah. Some people still want to smoke. I still smoke. It's stupid. I know it's stupid. It's going to kill me. It's terrible. I should quit it. But I am in favor of the right to kill myself. But anyways, the splintering of the audience and of the people makes it very hard to get substantial numbers. Did you say coalesced? I don't know if that's a word. But you get substantial numbers together enough to affect change. But definitely strengthen numbers, which of course on the other side of the scale, when we look at giant property owners or NFL teams, MLB teams, NHL teams, football clubs, soccer clubs overseas, these billionaires get together and they're even though there's only 20 of them or 30 of them or 40 of them, they still form a large group that's able to really affect things. Did I just take you off the beaten course? Who gives a shit? Let's go.
Why is something and acts as one? We literally have the power that democracy is supposed to afford us.
Why is 62 to 64 a big deal? To be able to work and as well to have our proper life and good health.
She's talking about a quintessential French value of work-life balance.
Literal joie de vivre, the joy of life. You might have forgotten this. You're meant to enjoy your life. It's not meant to be endured. It's not meant to be, I'm alive. Oh God, isn't this terrible? The corruption and the lies and the heartbreak and the despair and the pointless senselessness and the charade of it and just looking at things on the screen that don't mean anything and eating food that's not quite right and the sense that there's something just out of your reach, some connection, some beauty, some joy that's not for you, that you're being deprived of. It's meant to be enjoyable. And let me tell
Yeah, I was actually just, whatever, fucking leave if you don't like it. I was listening to a physician the other day. I don't remember which one. I don't want to incorrectly quote the wrong physician. They were talking about longevity of life, like the ability to live, from 70 to 80 to 90 years old, as opposed to the outcome 100 years ago. But if your elongated life is a life filled with suffering, let's say you're dealing with cancer or some type of chronic disease, if they elongate your life by 2 years, but it's constantly filled with suffering and trauma, it is still a success in the sense that it elongated your life. But did it elongate a life that you want to live? That's obviously up to the patient to decide, but I think it's an important question to think about. What is the quality of our elongated life?
tell you that you're being deprived of. It's meant to be enjoyable. And let me tell you this.
Back it far enough.
Just out of your reach, some connection, some beauty, some joy that's not for you, that you're being deprived of. It's meant to be enjoyable. And let me tell you this, it's possible. And it's so exciting, for me at least, to see many people come together as they did in the Yellow Vest protests of a year or so ago in such quick succession. Let's face it, this is a time of crisis, one crisis often leading to another, whether it's military or medical or financial. We're seeing the necessity for radical change, and we're seeing the opportunity that mass action can create. What we do not yet have is a cohesive response to the existing corruption, a vision and an agenda for how to bring it about. And obviously that's what we want to develop with you. We don't want to just tell you isn't everything crap all the time. You know that, I know that. What are we going to do about it?
C'est dégueulasse, quoi. On se dit, à quoi ça sert d'avoir une Assemblée nationale?
What is the point of having a National Assembly if they ignore you? What's the point of having Congress if they ignore you and respond instead to the edicts suggested by the lobbying money and your own interests if you own stocks and shares? What's the point in voting in our parliament if they have a second job that pays them more money? Democracy in its current form isn't working anywhere. This kind of populist energy that people fear is exactly what's required. This transcends the cultural issues that have come to define our time, which are important for all of us. We should all learn how to accept that there's many, many ways to be human. Traditional, progressive, let's get on with that stuff, shall we? But this is what we really need for us to come together and confront centralized power. And as long as we're caught up in...
So we made it 5:28. I'm already ready to stop, but he's, making me think a certain way, which is... I thought I was left-leaning. I think maybe now I'm more moderate, but I guess that's the way, time shifts. But the majority of the people that I love that are close to me are actually conservative Republicans. And what I find, and I think he's touched on this in the past, is that really there's so much similarity between us. There's so much similarity that we're not so... Yes, there are fucking crazy people on each side who are saying the most ridiculous shit ever. That's why I think I'm more moderate than left at this point. But like as humans, like when you live with people and you eat with them and why am I saying this so weird? Like if you were a kid and you live with your family, or you grow up and you go back and you visit your family, if you visit them for like a day or something, and let's say you're like radical, left wing and your family's conservative, then you feel like you have nothing in common. But if you instead of coming for a day, you stay for 3 days or 4 days, bro, all of this shit we fight about is not really shit that affects our life directly. I say all of it. I'm saying the majority. Obviously, there's outliers where things are affected. But when you're dealing with health and wellness and dinner and breakfast and making food and sitting down and watching shows together, I was going to say TV, but nowadays it's probably more, Netflix or Hulu or something, is that like I value, and I think if you think about it, I think we all value the people we know more than we value the differences between us. It's easy to get wrapped up in it, but like, I don't want to be too transparent with information that is not information that I should be giving. But when we're looking down a crisis, or if we're looking at a health consequence, a health crisis for someone we know and love, it's very easy to throw all this bullshit out the way. You're like, man, I just want to spend time with you. I just want to hang out. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do crossword puzzles? You want some takeout? Like, whatever you want. I just want to be around you because you're a person I value. And all of a sudden, these differences are not, they're not a big deal. Obviously, in one context or another, they are a big deal because you will have to vote for an elected official or vote for a policy change, or you may find yourselves on opposite sides with someone that you love. But the policy you're voting for is not the person you're looking at. You know, I have great friends, people that I love, who we see things opposite directions. We don't have to be in agreement on everything we see in order to be great friends. And probably the stupidest, most ignorant example would be if you're into music and you were 12, 13, 14 years old, maybe 14, 15, 16, right around there, that 12 to 16 range. You know, someone's like, this is my favorite band. And someone's like, you're a fucking idiot. That band sucks. This is the best band. And you're still just buddies and you just disagree over bands. But eventually that changes to, you know, policy shit. Taxes, welfare, Medicaid, Social Security, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, when you guys were small, you could hate each other's music. You could tell someone to their face, your taste sucks. And then you would hang out with them all day because they're like your buddy. They're your friend. And am I trying to make a statement? I guess. Let's not. Well, you know where I was going with that. Let's not do the work of the ruling class. Their work is to, well, be ruling. That's their job. No one in the ruling class really is going, my job is to get out of the ruling class. No one's like, I'm rich, and you know what I want? I want to be poor. No one's saying that. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that, because of course you could take any rich person on either side, or even moderates. You could take any rich person. If they wanted to be poor, they just give all the money away. But of course, no one's going to do that. So they have a lot of ideas, but none of their ideas are, I want to be poor. I think I just flew off a railing. Whatever. I love you. Do you love me? I don't know if you do. But anyways, fuck loving me. Love yourself. Be nice. Be practical. Be practical. All love and rainbows doesn't fucking solve everything. Be practical. But when you have the opportunity to be compassionate and understanding, at least try it before you switch to some other things. And there's some motherfuckers I hate. And I tried compassion. And I fucking hate them. So I understand. There's some people you fucking hate too out there. But give it a second. Try out a little compassion. Mosquitoes. Not compassion at all. Fuck mosquitoes. I know they have like probably something to do with the biodiversity of the world and something going on. Like, oh, if you wipe out mosquitoes, then all of mankind dies because mosquitoes have some function. But on my personal level, fuck mosquitoes.